Since Aries put me on the injured list this week, I felt that doing too much work with him wouldn't be smart. So I wanted to show you all just how far he's come. And please, stick around for the end. I first saw Aries on October 12th, 2010. He was part of a group of stallions that were selected for release after the roundup of his herd management area, Twin Peaks. At this point, he was still unavailable for adoption. In December of 2010, I found out that only 4 of the 12 stallions would be released. And in January 2011, I was notified that Aries would not be released and that I could have him. So I went to go see him. I wasn't able to pick Aries up until after he was castrated. On Friday, May 13th, 2011, my friend and I picked up Aries and a young Mustang that I later named Dakota. It would be a long 6-hour drive from the corrals to their new home in Sonoma County. Both horses were eager to get out of the trailer by the time we arrived. The boys settled in quickly and investigated their new pen, keeping a close eye on me. Now began the work of gentling. I started by just getting Aries used to me being in his pen. I quickly added the use of a bamboo pole. This allowed me to touch Aries without being very close to him. This was the first time that he reached out to sniff me. Big grin on my face. After a couple of weeks, I began to ask Aries to move away from me. Horses show respect to each other by giving space, but pointing his hindquarters to me was rude. A month or so after their arrival, the round pen attached to their pen was ready for use, so Aries and I moved some of our work out into the much larger space. In the larger arena, I could get Aries to yield different body parts, starting with his hindquarters. My friend and Mustang trainer Lena and I discovered Aries' affinity for mirroring. It seemed to help him. Next, I introduced a rope. Initially, Aries was very fearful. But by not reacting to his fear, I didn't make it worse. I just stayed calm and let him do what he felt he needed to do. It wasn't long before ropes were no big deal for Aries. All of this work has taken us from May to September. On September 1st, Lena helped me get through a major block for Aries. She was the first one to pet him. It took 2 hours of quiet persistence and a few rope burns for Lena for Aries to finally let her pet him. Then it was my turn. For the first time since seeing him in 2010, I got to touch Aries. Once a wild Mustang allows themselves to be touched, things start to really move quickly. Next, I got him used to a halter. Pretty soon, we went on our first walks outside the pen. I took him up to the playground and started to ask him to navigate all kinds of obstacles. In order to keep him learning and engaging, each week I would introduce 1 or 2 new objects, tasks, or behaviors. We were really moving quickly, learning new things daily. Tarps were particularly difficult for Aries, but he soon became a pro at stomping tarps into oblivion. It soon became time to try trailer loading. I was prepared to have a long lesson and take our time. I was a bit blown away when Aries got into the trailer in under 5 minutes. Since we were on a roll, I also cinched a bareback pad on him that day. He didn't seem to mind. After saddle pads comes saddles. Aries took to his new gear quickly, and he wears it well. Here I want Aries to follow the pressure on the rope and turn away from me. He didn't understand, and showed me what a real Mustang is made of. Thankfully, he only impersonated a kite once. He quickly figured out that turning towards me only wrapped the rope around more. So he took a good look and fixed his problem by reversing his turn. Smart horse. As the weeks went by and December drew nearer, I got closer and closer to riding. I spent a lot of time on top of mounting blocks, getting Aries used to me being over him. This was a fun day. The seesaw was repaired, and I wanted to see how Aries would handle it. Like a pro, as usual. I did extensive prep work before getting on Aries. I wanted to make sure that I could do just about anything in that saddle, and he wouldn't panic. On December 23rd, I got to ride Aries for the first time. Merry Christmas to me. After the new year, I had a few lessons with Lena, where she lunged us under saddle, getting Aries used to a rider before I would start directing him myself. Soon it was time for me to take the reins, and we had our first solo rides. Aries started to learn about changing gaits, changing direction, and turning. Now to introduce Aries to a bit. On February 13th, 2012, I loaded up Aries and my other horse Picasso, and they moved out to the coast of Sonoma County to live and ride on 400 acres. I soon took Aries out for his first ponied trail ride. He seemed to really enjoy being back in nature without fences. Our riding continued to progress, improving Aries' responsiveness and respect. He is turning into quite a light riding horse. And this brings us to yesterday, March 5th, 2012. Aries went on his first trail ride today. We went out with the greatest babysitter ever, Tonka. And once we got past the scary tractor, Aries forged ahead, passing Tonka and taking the lead. I can't explain how proud I am of Aries. He was a bit jumpy, but that didn't stop him from power walking his way across the trails, leaving poor Tonka having to trot to keep up. He only spooked once, at a branch, and if that is how he spooks, I'm happy. We just went out for a few minutes this time, just to see how he'd do. I knew he'd be great. So this week, we're gonna be out on the trails as often as possible.